This year is going to be all about politics. You're going to want some independent analysis, so please subscribe and support us with PayPal. And speaking of politics, Marc Kealey is a Liberal. And he joins me right now because I want to talk about how the Liberal Party, Justin's Liberal Party, not the old Liberal Party, Justin's Liberal Party is changing Canada. He says Canada is going to be a post-nationalist country. And right now we have people coming into this country fighting out their tribal wars at the corner of city streets in Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa, saying, kill those people. They are coming here and they aren't becoming Canadians. They are just continuing with those wars. Is that diversity taken too far?
I fundamentally disagree with that premise because I think that this, first of all, if you look at the world and it's a transitory and people want to, they want to move. And
right.
And the number one place where people want to come is this country. Why? Because the world knows that Canada is a fantastic and an accepting place. Now, look,
Are we too accepting? In other words, are we saying, yeah, come here, you can still do your battles instead of saying, come here, join Canadians. Be fair.
And they do. They take,
most do.
Most people do. Well, I think that's the kind of inflammatory comments that are getting people riled up.
In the streets?
And that happens, Stephen, and we've got the right in this country to protest. Now, we know all you have to do,
kill those guys.
So you could say that it's not okay to have a protest around an issue like the Middle East, but it's okay to have to close off St. Clair when Italy wins the World Cup. It's the same thing. My point is,
no, it's not.
It sure is, because
it's not the same thing. We won the cup as opposed to
Canadian.
Kill those Jews.
We are a Canadian society that strives to balance everything that's diverse, and I think we've done a terrific job.
Losing? My point to you is we're losing our backbone because we are just accepting of everything. When someone can stand up and say, "God, get those Jews," and they aren't arrested, that's shameful.
Well, those are different issues, Stephen. But my point is, when we're talking about diversity is the backbone of this country. It actually helps to make Canada a much better place that we're so diverse.
It did.
And I think it still does. We are cherished globally for the work that we've done in this country to make. You keep saying it's in the past, but it's not. Canada doesn't materialize as the second best place on earth to live by mistake.
It used to be, but my point to you is that
we've done a terrific job in this country.
Our economy sucks. We are letting down the world as far as LNG, clean burning fuels. We are taking in people who, we aren't saying be Canadian, we're saying still deal your battles, and they can say things that calling people a murder, and they aren't arrested.
You are putting a whole bunch of issues together. We're talking about diversity. This country is diverse. I would argue that a lot of times it's a community of communities, like Joe Clark used to say. But at the end of the day, when people come to Canada, they say, "I'd like you to live in Brandon, Manitoba." Can you believe in Brandon, Manitoba, there are shawarma restaurants? They never would have had shawarma restaurants 10 years ago.
Great.
And I think that's the beauty of this country.
That's the old multiculturalism.
And it's still in play.
3 minutes. This show provides independent analysis of the issues. We are not paid by the government. And as I am finding, so much business in Canada relies upon various governments that they don't want to sponsor or advertise on a show which may become controversial, which talks about liberty, freedoms, sometimes criticizes government. I've had guests on that support the government. But people are saying, you know what? We don't want to bite the hand that feeds us, i.e. government, which is why I hope you'll subscribe and contribute to keep this show on the air.